So, my game, Machine Slayer, was looking kinda bad. Kinda very bad. And one of the reasons was that there was missing a tile set. So, I needed to make a tile set. Problems are, I never made a tile set, and I never used Unity's tile map system. In my old games, I would just place sprites and add collisions, but I can't do this anymore. Anyways, I tried drawing a tile set and posted it to my Twitter. It was not good by any means, but one user named GreyRip told me to add background details and round corners. And after adding round corners, it definitely looks better. A couple of weeks later, I decided to add it to the game, which was kind of a pain since I didn't know how to add colliders and custom shapes for colliders, but I got it working. Shaders. Shaders. They are really stupid, but I needed to add them. The first one I added was a shader to make a sprite blink white, and I would use that shader for when the boss gets shot or hit. This shader is easy to make, but it was so annoying to find out how to do it. But well, if you want to make it, just make a new material and set the shader to G/text shader. Works with other colors too. The other shade I did was for the shield or force field of the boss. As before, a couple of squares represented the shield, so I needed to make this shader, but I never rolled shaders. The white shader was made with a quote-unquote hacky way, but I ended up using a tutorial made by CodeMonkey, so yeah, thanks CodeMonkey. I want the theme of the game to be sci-fi-ish, so even the tile set is for a spaceship. However, the gun sprites were not sci-fi-ish, so I decided to make new gun sprites. The new gun sprites look bad, of course, but one user named Imperator Nakov, something like that, gave me some suggestions, but I couldn't understand what he or she meant and asked for him or her to explain in a different way. But he or she decided to just straight up remake the sprite for me. I'm still confused, but I accept it, and now I'm using the palette he or she used. I'm just a bit afraid it might look a bit too much like Coulson, but if it does, I will paint the sprites with a different palette. So let me know if you think it is too much like Coulson. Pretty much, if not all of the good games have lights, therefore I need to add lights. Problem is, I never use lights. So I tried to add lights following a Brachis tutorial. Problem with the tutorial is the tutorial was somewhat outdated, as the All Packages option disappeared and Lightweight RP is now in Universal RP. Sometime later I was able to discover that and successfully added lights, so yeah, the version without lights and the version with lights. I think we can all agree that lights make it look a little bit better, but they are causing me performance issues, so I think I will have to implement object pooling later. I also made other changes such as now my inspector is way cleaner using headers and hiding inspector and also enums. The position of where the bullets are shot is now more accurate and the shotgun also behaves like a shotgun. Whoa! And finally, there are also a couple of boosters to the ship. But yeah, that's it for this month. Thanks for watching and bye.